Hello, sport fans. Here's your sports page, action-packed with the thrills of big league baseball. This week, we visit another Major League diamond to watch your favorite baseball teams battle for the pennant. And now, fans, we go to the Cleveland Lakefront Stadium to watch an American League game between the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Senators. Under manager Lou Boudreau, the Indians are closing fast on the league-leading Detroit Tigers. Yes, they're coming fast, and this is an important ball game. The Indians and the Senators getting ready for the first game of a doubleheader. The Indians under manager Lou Boudreau, the former great Illinois University athlete, and his opponent over on the far side of the field, manager Bucky Harris of the Washington Senators, a man who is well known in baseball, a man who has never finished last in an American League race. Manager Lou Boudreau's choice as a starting hurler is Early Wynn, former member of the Washington Ball Club. Manager Bucky Harris is countering with the Spanish-speaking Cuban, Connie Marrero. Larry Doby made it 1-0 in favor of the Indians. But the real action came in the third inning of this ball game. Doby blasted one over the center field wall. And now here is Eddie Yost in the third inning for Washington, taking a base on balls. Putting a man on for Washington with Cleveland leading 1-0. Wynn is ready to pitch to Merrill Combs, the Washington shortstop, and he slams a single out into right field with Yost stopping at second base. Runners on first and second and nobody out. Wynn is ready. Irv Noren the batter, and Noren lifts one out into left field. Dale Mitchell under it, has it all the way and makes the catch. One gone. And that brings up Mickey Vernon, a man who was traded to Washington just a week ago. And Vernon hangs on to one, a long drive back out into right field. Bob Kennedy racing back to the fence, but it's no good as it goes over for a home run, scoring both Eddie Yost and Merrill Combs. The boys all line up to wait for Mickey Vernon, the great defensive first baseman, hitting his first home run of the year. Now Sam Mealy is up, the hard-hitting right fielder, and he slams one far into left field. Dale Mitchell racing back to the fence, but it's no go. It's a home run over the fence to make it another run for Washington, a total of 4 in this inning. Sam Mealy, who used to belong to the Boston Red Sox, trotting around the bases. He can really hit 'em a country mile. Washington now leading by a score of 4-1. Nothing for the Indians in the last half of the third. Kennedy backs up to the fence to take that one easily. Wynn is ready once more. And that's Sam Denty taking a base on balls. The next batter is Al Evans, the Washington catcher. Look at the size of that big Luke Easter, the Indians' first baseman. Al Evans, the catcher, taking a third strike and putting up a terrific argument against the umpire. But as the umpire always wins, he's out. In the fourth inning, nothing for Washington, and Kennedy leading off for the Indians. Gets a base on balls off Marrero. That brings up big Luke Easter, the Indians' first baseman. He hits one. It's a high fly ball into center field, and Irv Noren backs up to take that one. Kennedy still on first base, and it brings up Larry Doby. Marrero pitches, and Doby lays the wood to this one, a drive out into right field, in there for a base hit. Kennedy stopped at second on the throw back to the infield. Runners on first and second with only one out, and that brings up Al Rosen, the star rookie third baseman. A high pop fly down the left field line, and notice the shortstop. Combs is back for it, but he let the ball drop in there. And this was one of the most disputed plays, and will be one of the most disputed plays of the year. The boys didn't know what to do with the ball, and finally Eddie Yost takes it and throws over to Sam Denty, and you notice they're trapping Larry Doby between first and second. The umpires ruled it an infield fly, which means that Rosen was out, and the runners left their base at their own risk. Doby was doubled to retire the side. Washington leading 4-1. In the fifth inning, Cleveland got busy, and Ray Boone, the first man up, lifted one of Marrero's pitches over the left field fence for a home run. Boone is a boy that is really coming along in great style. fast replacing manager Lou Boudreau at shortstop. The score, Washington 4, Cleveland 2. Bob Avila, the great little second baseman, hit one deep out into left center field, but Irv Noren was up against the fence to pull that one down, robbing him of a home run. Jim Hegan, the next man up, popped to Eddie Yost. The little third baseman coming in under it. Towards two away. Here's Early Wynn, the Cleveland pitcher, up, and he really hit one. A long drive deep into right field, over the fence for a home run. Sam Mealy reached for that one, and the boys in the Indian bullpen raced over to see who could get the souvenir. Young Dick Rozek got to it first, and Early Wynn, the Cleveland hurler, trots around the bases. And when he tags up, it'll make the score Washington 4, Cleveland 3. There's really a battle of home runs. And now Dale Mitchell up, hits one of Marrero's pitches, a long fly ball into left field, which was taken easily by Eddie Stewart. Very little action. In the 8th inning was when the action in this ball game really came. Early Wynn, the first man up, foul to Evans, the catcher, to bring up Dale Mitchell, the Indians' leadoff man, and a boy who's been one of the top hitters for quite a while in the American League. He slapped one out into right field, a base hit. Throw back to the infield, held it to a single, and that brought up Bob Kennedy. A high pop fly to Merrill Combs, the shortstop. Two away with Mitchell on first. Marrero, the little Cuban, pitches one to Easter, and Easter lays the wood to this one. It's a drive down the right field line all the way to the corner, and it's good for 2 bases. Mitchell raced around to third and started to come in to score. Was held up there by the coach, Al Simmons, with Easter on second. And Larry Doby, the Indians' hard-hitting center fielder, was given an intentional walk to load the bases. The base is loaded with 2 out, and they are planning to get to Al Rosen, the right-hand hitting third baseman. But he hits one, a long drive deep into left field, and this is the one that will tell the story. Over the fence with the bases loaded. Yes, one of the truly great thrills of baseball. A grand slam home run. The boys rounding the bases in front of him, waiting to congratulate him. Dale Mitchell, Larry Doby, Luke Easter. All three turn and wait for their teammate, Al Rosen, whose blow put the Indians out in front by a score of 7-4. That was his 19th home run of the year. Yes, the Indians are in front by a score of 7-4. Ray Boone, the next batter, popped to Yost to end the inning. Yost took that one, but he ran into Merrill Combs, the shortstop. He's a little bit peeved as he gets to his feet. In the 9th inning, with the Indians leading 7-6, Washington started an uprising, and Sam Dendy, the first batter to face Wynn, popped to Kennedy out in right field. One gone, and it looks as if Early Wynn is home. Al Evans, the catcher, lofted one into center field with Larry Doby moving back and pulling it down for the second out of the inning. Sherry Robertson, batting for the pitcher Marrero, slapped a single into right field. Throw back to the infield by Larry Doby, holding it to a single. That brings up Eddie Yost. Wynn's pitch, and Yost slaps one. There's a drive out into left field. A single. Robertson stopped at second. Runners on first and second. Wynn, trying to pull himself out of this spot with the ball game, walks Merrill Combs, the weak-hitting shortstop for Washington, and the bases are loaded with 2 out. Manager Lou Boudreau walks out to the mound, and that is all for his starting hurler, Early Wynn. With the bases loaded and 2 out, the Jeep, made famous by the Cleveland Indians, rolls in from the bullpen with the relief hurler. Jesse Flores is the boy that's in there with the driver. That Jeep with the Indians this year has seen quite a bit of action. And yet, in spite of the much-needed pitching, the Indians have really stayed on the pace, chasing the league-leading Detroit Tigers. And this is a tense moment in the ball game, with Jesse Flores coming into the game with a count 3-2 on the batter. Noren it is. Here's the windup, the 3-2 pitch, and Irv Noren, the center fielder for Washington, slaps one out into center field. Scoring Robertson and Yost, and sending Merrill Combs around to third. The score now is 7-6 in favor of Cleveland, but the tying run is on third base. Mickey Vernon is up, the boy who hit the home run earlier, and he lifts a high foul down the left field line. Ray Boone, the fleet-footed shortstop, raced over and pulled it down to end the ball game. The Indians winning by a score of 7-6, and thus picking up a full game on the league-leading Detroit Tigers to move closer within striking distance of the lead in the American League race for 1950. And now, fans, be sure to watch for the next edition of the Jimmy Dudley Sports Page. We'll go to press with another headline game from the big leagues. Travel with us around the baseball circuits as we follow the American and National League pennant races.